The communal collapse of Russia continues. It has affected at least 43 regions of the Federation. Now, an underground pipe had burst in Kazan and flooded the streets. Since the beginning of 2024, there has been a series of communal accidents in the Federation. The headlines of the Russian media prove it. More than 300 people in Vladivostok were left without hot water due to an accident. In Nizhny Novgorod, 10 people received burns due to a pipe burst. In Novosibirsk, a street was flooded with water at minus 40 degrees Celsius.
Ice-cold radiators, no water. My daughter keeps telling me to get a flat. It's a cursed house, and so every day I constantly check radiators.
The number of accidents on heating grids has risen sharply, experts say. For example, in Nizhny Novgorod, 166 accidents were recorded in 2018 and 538 in 2022. In 2024, the most difficult situation is in North Ossetia. There, 57% of heat and steam networks are in critical condition and 56% in Lipetsk region.
This is a consequence of the authorities' policy over the last 25 years. The main reason is that when in 2000s there was an opportunity to invest in infrastructure, the state decided that it would not do it. In most regions, pipes were laid in the 60s and 70s, and they have been there ever since. In recent years, no one has bothered to take a comprehensive approach to this problem and solve it before it began to appear in its current format. Helga Pirogova, former municipal deputy of the Novosibirsk Council of Deputies, in an interview with the Voice of America.
The local authorities in Russia have decided to take their time with snow removal. Residents of Saransk, who had to clean the streets themselves, wrote a petition for the mayor's resignation. Within 24 hours, it had garnered 2,000 votes. But the reshuffling of officials will not fix anything. Corruption and acute shortage of personnel are the problems that could bury the Russian housing and utilities sector.
We remember that when mobilization began, the first to be taken to military enlistment offices were public sector workers. For example, in Novosibirsk, many employees of companies that service communications were sent to war. And this is despite the fact that there is already a shortage of such specialists because their salaries are ridiculously low. And there are very few new specialists who can be lured to such work, and most of them do not stay here for long. Helga Pirogova, former municipal deputy of the Novosibirsk Council of Deputies, in an interview with Voice of America.
The Kremlin has no plans to invest money in the development of the housing and utilities sector. The funds are needed for Russia's war against Ukraine. In 2024 alone, Moscow plans to spend 10,800 billion rubles on missiles, tanks and shells to kill Ukrainians. According to the budget of the Federation for 2024 to 2026, the financing of public utilities will be cut more than twice. In 2025, the expenditures on housing and communal services will be reduced by 43%, and in 2026 by another 25%, meaning that for 6 years the financing of housing and communal services will be reduced by 2.3 times, and instead of heat, hot water and other utilities, the population will be satisfied with propaganda.
The holding of the All-Russian Forum Small Homeland, the Power of Russia in January 2024 is one of the indicative illustrations of the regime's attempt to reduce public tension and justify the criminal actions of aggressive Moscow. Andriy Chernyak, representative of the main intelligence directorate of the Ukrainian Defense Ministry, in an interview with the RBC Ukraine.
The Kremlin's main task in the current circumstances are to calm population, maintain public support for Russia's war against Ukraine, and prevent destabilization within the Federation, signs of which are becoming increasingly difficult to conceal. Reported by Anastasia Tarnavska, Yulia Granovska, UATV News.